shadowy. Even though in the studio, that's not what I'm looking at. And in the studio, what you're looking at isn't going to be your final image. It's a completely different thing. It's almost like kind of CGI of the brain, of thinking it through before you even click the button. So you've got the lights, you know what you're going to do, and then afterwards it's going to go via a computer, it's going to go via Photoshop, and you're going to do a whole bunch of things to it, and then it's going to be a completely different image to what real life looked like.
Right, because you know the exposure tricks you can do with the software, and that will be a good base for what I'm going to do. That's cool.
And sometimes if in the studio you'll do things which are kind of deliberately wrong, because you know that then you can do a trick with Photoshop to make them look cool. Whereas if you were just taking an image and then straight out there, that'd be a hopeless photo. Right. But other times you want to just you want to know what's going to happen downstream of that image before you even take the photo.
What do you think about? What's your opinion? Again, I'm going to ask two questions before I even ask the question. I do this a lot. It annoys the hell out of me. I was looking at my mate's Tinder. Right, you know, Tinder, that app.
Yeah.
Where I hadn't even seen it since till last weekend. And so I knew it was out there. There's Tinder and you're looking for girls and blah, blah, blah. We were third car from the McDonald's ordering person. And so my mate Aaron is sitting beside me and he's flicking through. He's got the big iPhone 6 with a big screen. And for the first time, I'm like, what's this? And he's just flicking. I don't know if you've seen it, but it's just absolute photos of these girls in his case, you know, and he's just flicking. No, yes, no, yes. And I went, oh my God. For one, I could see how hooked I would get if I was single. And that's all he did all night. Guy from Brisbane, I don't even see him, but he was just hooked on this flicking thing, right, all night. But then it made me realize, wow, some people have got a good eye for a portrait shot, their own selfie. Oh. Some people have got a good eye for selling themselves. Other people have really bad. Mm-hmm. I couldn't believe. I ended up going, oh my God, is she actually? And I'm not talking her face. Everything from the lighting to the angle to the. It was just like you people have absolutely no sense, on what looks good in a photo, right? So going back to what you were just saying, you've got an idea on what looks good. It comes out of your brain. You know already. So then it must be a whole bunch of people there, even in your industry, that.
Oh, if you look at if you're shooting a younger model, somebody say kind of 18, 19, rather than somebody who's kind of in the late 20s, 30s, and you say show us a good side, and they immediately go they turn, they don't, and they know. Whereas if you say it to someone who's a little bit old,
what did you say? What was the term?
So show us your good side.
Oh, your good side.
Just your good side, and they'll immediately turn.
Selfie side. They've
stretch
worked
the neck,
out,
and they know
Yep.
how you do this. Stretch the neck, look up from a little bit of distance away, big open eyes because you're looking up, long neck,
a little bit of cleavage,
and they look great, and they've all practiced. They all know that.
Of course.
Whereas if you say it to an older person, someone kind of 30 plus, they'll look at you. Oh, I'm not really sure.
Right.
This side or is it this side? And they won't really. They'll tend not to know the difference. Whereas, the youngsters are growing up with the digital cameras and then digital cameras on their phones, and they've all learned what works and what doesn't.
Wow.
Whereas you and I grew up with you had your film camera, and then 3 weeks later you got it developed, and you went, oh, it didn't really work.
But they only took 24 anyway, so
all in
you were only in one or two, and they were never close up, so it was on a trampoline or something. Yeah.
And then, so as you say, then you get the people, say generally a bit older, that stand there straight on in front of the camera, looking in glaring sunlight or in almost dark, have no idea what they're doing.
Yeah, very interesting.
Whereas the youngsters have all worked it out.
Wow. Yeah, so 5,000 photos on your phone.
Just pick the best one.
Jeez, I'm from the generation, that thinks selfies, wankers, know. So, but even that thought has gone away from me. It's just so here today. Everyone does selfies.
I was in the Q1 tower a few weeks ago, and sitting there having a drink with a partner, and there was a guy doing selfies up the tower with a Gold Coast behind him.
Right.
And he did it in this view. He did the blue steel face. He did the happy face. He did his hair like this. He put his glasses on. He took his glasses off, and he was for about 2 hours. He was just doing selfies of himself. At no point did he look through the window.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I make a huge effort to. I don't take a camera with me unless I'm actually doing photography.
Right.
Because otherwise, you just end up looking through a viewfinder,
Yeah.
and you miss the thing.
Yeah.
And I'd far rather see the thing and not get a shot.
You know what Twin Towns is?
Yeah.
Twin Towns. Well, there's a little park behind there, and I'll never forget this. I saw some poor bloke, and he was sitting there, and he had his girlfriend. She was cute as a button. He's a good, handsome-looking dude. But she'd laid out this little picnic rug, this little picnic set, and she was sort of cutely dressed up, and she held out this selfie stick, and he had to, it could clearly see his girlfriend had set up this whole shoot, and he was just forced to be there, and that's all they were doing, selfies. And she was directing him, okay, now be over here a bit, be over here. Mm-hmm. That's hilarious to me. The poor bloke. You can see it on his face from a distance, like, oh, I hope my mates aren't looking at me right now. Oh, my God.
It was about 2 years ago when I did a photo shoot for selfie sticks. And at the time I was, what, really? Is
this a thing?
Is this a thing?
Will it happen?
And then 2 months later, just everyone had them, or at least everyone under the age of 25 had one. And but yeah, I was kind of mildly horrified by it.
Yeah. Well, we went to Tokyo Disneyland, and they're everywhere.
Yeah.
People going on their own holidays and taking selfies in front of things. I guarantee they'd never look at that photo again. No. They'll show it to one person and say, look, that's me standing in front of the teacups. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, just enjoy the teacups.
Wow.
Don't worry about the photo. Enjoy the teacups.
Photography. How far it's come. Where it's... So, but at the same time, someone... look at us. We've all got photos. Just like us in the music industry. Everyone's got a home studio now. But yet there are only so many people with enough talent and drive and will do it until they die focus that wants to continually get better at recording songs, they, same with you guys. Everyone's got a camera. But I honestly believe not everyone has the good, my wife says sense all the time. She's Japanese. The good eye, the good, what's good and what's crap. And the reason it's crap, can't you see your border is all crap and you've put that wrong and why you've got that thing in the back corner, I really go, personally, I think I've got a little bit of it. My mum will take a photo and there'll be the person right in the middle and there'll be 6 feet of absolute dead space around there. And I go, wow. She goes, I did it, didn't I? What? For a start.
Yeah.
And your shadow is on the ground. Your shadow is... What about that one? You must like that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Well, let's make this a big photography bitch fest.
I've got a thing I sometimes say during the workshops. Because everyone's got a camera, everyone can point it, and but no one worries about composition. The dreaded C word, as a photographer friend of mine calls it, and no one looks at not no one, but non-photographers don't look at kind of what's in the shot, and so they'll take this brilliant shot of their mate being dead funny, and there'll be a bin behind it and a dump truck and a dog peeing on a fire hydrant. Yeah. And I've got this thing that I call the no and rule. Describe your photograph. Do you have to use the word and? In which case it's a rubbish photo. If you say, for example, oh, this is my friend on the beach, that's hopeless. This is my friend at the beach, is fine. But the photo is of the friend, not the beach. Whereas if the photo is of the friend and the beach, which one am I looking at? You show me the photo, and if I don't immediately know what I'm supposed to be looking at, it's a hopeless photo. And the no and rule, and obviously you can do linguistic gymnastics to get around it. But if you were to kind of naturally say, oh, it's this and this,
right?
It's often
Here's a girl with an apple, not is an apple. Was a girl in it?
Yeah. If
she's holding it in this way that she is as much as a focus as the apple.
I mean, obviously, a photograph can have two things in it, or two people in it, or whatever. But they should be kind of like a unit. Whereas if you've got a person and then there's a beach behind them that you can see, and you can see what's going on the beach, I'm looking. I don't know which one to look at, and I don't know kind of what's going on. Right. Even though I know, obviously, I know what's going on. Someone at the beach, but it's not. The portrait has missed out because it's. I don't want to see the beach. I want to see the person. And
is there a business in? Not that you would want to do it, but I bet there is a business in. Everyone has a profile photo for Tinder for.
Oh, I've done those. I've done those. Yeah.
Okay.
I've done the headshots. Because one of the bread and butter of jobs of studios is some people want like commercial headshots for their websites and whatever and stuff, and that's fine. You can do that. And I promise not to do too much Photoshop. I promise not to put horns or anything like that. And but people increasingly want to do for Tinder and for dating websites and stuff. Right. And it's a. I had one guy who I did it for. He said, "Oh, can you Photoshop me onto like as if I'm at a gig, if I'm at a really good nightclub?" No, I can't. It'll look rubbish. Also, you're standing there in your t-shirt and your cardigan. You don't want to pretend you're at a gig, and more and more people want to do that. Yeah, right. And there's a real balance, I think, between looking like you've just got a kind of nice headshot and looking like a twat. If you're doing blue steel pose and pretending to be a real model, you're just going to look awful. Please don't. But if it's just a nice shot of you, that's fine, I think.
Right.
People might disagree with that. I'm not really sure. You have to ask the girls that are looking at these guys, and you're thinking he got that paid in a studio to do that. Is that good? I'm not sure, but I've done it quite a few times.
And what would you? My opinion is. Someone who looks completely in the moment and confident. Maybe it's a girl, when they're doing too much duck face, it's very clear that this is the shot. But if there's a photo that they're going, "Oh my God, it's my birthday," and there's that photo of like, "Yeah, it's really cute," and you go, "I really like you," do you have actually, because you're in the industry of it, what's your go-to sort of phrase? Okay, think about this. I'm taking your photo, or do you actually go, "No, move your lips like this"? Can you turn your head?
If you're doing like a proper headshot, it really is. You're going to look straight at me, and you're going to do neutral smile. I'm going to see some teeth, but not too much teeth, and I'm going to move the lights, and I'm going to put the shadows in the right place, and it'll look great. If kind of boring, kind of predictable, but that's what you need for a commercial headshot. That's what you need to go on your website, etc. And that's what you can put on your dating site. I think you're right. I think a much more attractive shot is someone that's doing something. I'd far rather see a shot of someone that is concentrating on the thing that they do, whatever that may be, rather than something that I've posed them for.
Right.
It's a more interesting shot. It's a more interesting person. It's for that kind of thing. I want to follow them with a camera. Oh, ignore me. I'm just going to take some shots. Don't pose for the camera. Just do your thing.
Yeah.
Which is much more exciting.
Being a science-based lad, I can say lad to you. It makes perfect sense. I love the word lad. There's not enough people saying lad. Or maybe there are.
Oh, lad.
Lad,
Proper Northern English.
Yeah. All right. In this case of photography, is there anything new on the... are there things out there that are coming to the... because it's a basic sort of science, right? Listen to me. I'm actually intimidated by you because I really don't know you yet. And as soon as you went, "I'm a scientist," I went, "Wow, I haven't spoken." In this town, I couldn't tell you another person in that field. Think about it. And I've been around, that's for sure, but you're actually going, "Wow, you dropped the S-bomb."
You need to get a current scientist going.
So I keep balking on words I want to say. Don't sound stupid, Drew. But you know what I'm saying, like with technology and but what I mean, the simple science of being able to take a photo, okay, is very basic. The technology is ancient, right?
Basically. Yeah.
Now, but what's on the horizon for cameras?
There's all kinds of different software. Without a doubt, is the thing which is going to keep on selling cameras in the near future. Is because the software can do this and that, and the cameras are getting better at predicting what it needs to do. At the top end, there's a Nikon just been announced, the Nikon D5, which has got an ISO level, which means you can take shots in the dark. Frankly, in the dark, it's at a level which was unimaginable 5 years ago. Wow. We yet to see how good it's going to be, but that's one of the places where the camera's just getting amazing. Even 5 years ago, they were infinitely better than they were 5 years before that. So they're just
Right,
getting
yeah.
better and better.